Hi everybody, welcome back. This is just a quick video that is going to go over the last week of Module 4, where our focus is on realistic fiction. Good job to everybody who completed the Hunger Games Lit Study last week. You guys have completed 2 out of 3 lit studies and now should be preparing to read your final lit study, which is The Invention of Hugo Cabret. And as you remember, Hugo does not have a book digital copy. So I do recommend that at this point in the game, you guys do obtain a physical copy of Hugo Cabret, whether that's reserving it at a library. I know MCC Library has copies as well as public libraries. You can reserve online and do a curbside pickup. That would be the easiest way to obtain a copy, or of course if you know anybody who has a copy. I would never ask you to purchase the book, so if at all possible I encourage you to find a library copy. You should have enough time to do so. Of course, purchasing the book, you can find it at used bookstores, Goodwill, things like that as well as Amazon. It's a beautiful book, so if you do want to have a copy of it, it looks gorgeous in your library. The majority of Hugo is illustrations, and it's imperative that you take the time to really analyze the illustrations as you read, because it really does help the story. Brian Selznick, the author, is an incredible illustrator and does a beautiful job with this masterpiece. This literature study is not due until the very last week of our course. So I know your module isn't open yet, but just to show you, it's not due until the last week of our course. But it's very long. So I do encourage you to start getting acquainted with the book, get a copy of the book, and begin reading it so you are ready. Okay, diving into realistic fiction. What we are doing this week, we are reading about realistic fiction. We are then going to complete our reading organizer that we are complete pros at by now. And then this week, we just have a reading commentary. The reading commentary is a little different. Because our focus is on Newbery Award winners, you will only have to write about one book. My goal is that you actually read the book, so I'm hoping that you are, if possible, able to complete option 1, so that you can read a Newbery Award winner. You can see that they are listed here on this Newbery Award winner link. So choose one of the books. It can be an honor book as well as a medal winner, whatever sounds good to you. And it dates all the way back to the 1920s. And you can see we do have the 2020s listed. So read, for option 1, read one Newbery Award winner book or honor winner this week. As you're reading the book, you need to pay close attention to what category realistic fiction that the book belongs to. This is where you will tie back into our course readings. Why is this book accessible or relatable to youth, and what does it help them deal with? Is there a topic in the book that you might be drawn to, but that might also cause the book to be challenged or banned? We've been talking a lot about challenged and banned books this course, and I know that interests many of you. And as you learn about the main character in the book, think about their good and negative qualities. So for option 1, your initial post should be the title and author, and then the category. What category of realistic fiction does it fall into? This is based from our reading, so it should be adventure or survival, animal stories, humor, mystery, thrillers and intrigue, romance, school, friends or family, social problems, or sports stories. If you're not sure though, reread realistic fiction to give you a fresh overview. Tell us why the book is accessible or relatable to youth. Typically, young adult readers are really drawn to Newbery Award winners. They're chapter books. They're usually very in-depth, and they are made to be relatable to youth. So what topic does it help the youth deal with? Some of these books may be books that you have read. Maybe you read them as teenagers. Maybe they've been on the shelves for 30, 40, 50 years, and they're still a go-to for youth of every generation. There's a lot of books like that, and you'll notice that in this Newbery Award-winning list. Then one judge of good or realistic fiction is that the main character has a balance of both good and negative qualities. Describe the main character in your book and explain at least one good and one negative quality of the character with a specific example of the book. From the book. So you want to cite from the book where you can see a specific example, or you can paraphrase. This should be about 3 to 5 sentences or more, and then you will attach the image of the book that you read to your peers. For option 2, this is if you're going to do an online search, you're going to find the Newbery book that you want to explore, read the synopsis of the book, and then locate 2 reviews for the book. Read multiple reviews for the book and choose 2 to highlight. In your initial post, it's a little bit different. Still, you're going to include the title and author as well as the resource links to your reviews. Same as part 1, you're going to explain the category as directly linked to our reading in Module 4. You're going to discuss why the book is accessible or relatable, what topics helps youth deal with. Again, then tell us about the topic or part in the book that you think might be intrigued, but also could be cause for a challenge. And then the bottom one is different. Tell us about their book reviews. What are the overall perspectives of the reviews of the book? Did the reviews influence you wanting to read the book further? Why or why not? Do you think your reviews are from a credible source? Why or why not? So this would be the different prompt from option 1. Then you will attach the digital image of the book, and of course don't forget to include the links to those 2 reviews. Make sure you're responding to your peers by Sunday, and that concludes our RC number 7. Okay, the only other thing in this module that is due is our program of study assignment. This is a MCC program of study assignment. This is just to kind of help you kind of figure out what you're doing. Many of you have a declared major. Some of you do not. If you don't have a declared major, that's fine, but I do want you to consider meeting with an advisor or with a advisor to discuss your educational interests and request that a program of study be created for you. If you are not ready for this request, that's okay. I'm not going to deduct points, but I would like for you to meet with an advisor and discuss your interests. If you're ready to declare that program of study, that's fabulous. Then submit your program of study dated and signed and initialed by your advisor. So if you haven't created one and you have anything that can prove that you were able to meet with your advisor, you can submit that. If you've already met with your advisor this year, then submit what you have, submit your program of study that you created earlier in the year. This is outdated, and you will notice by the time you get to here, it will be updated. It should say 2020. So if you met with your advisor in spring of 2020, you can definitely submit that. You do not have to meet with your advisor more than once a year. If you are not sure what to do and you are interested in education, I recommend reaching out to Julie Garner. She is our teacher education program coordinator and advisor. So she's an advisor specifically for the education program. If that is a major you are considering declaring, you can contact Julie Garner directly. If you're interested in early childhood education, I recommend reaching out to Annaparna Ganesh. She's the faculty advisor for early care and education programs, and she can guide you in early childhood information. I know not all of you are education majors. Some of you might be wanting secondary ed. There are additional advisors. There's general education advisors that you can meet with. I just want you to meet with somebody. If you're transferring or you already have a program of study chosen, you can let me know in the text. I have already chosen my program of study. It is. So you don't have to meet with your advisor to do that if that has been done and created. Okay, everybody, that concludes our Module 4. Next week, we will be diving into Module 5, where we're taking a look at historical fiction, nonfiction, and informational text. We will be taking a look at what's due. Something fun will be an author study, so be thinking about your favorite authors and who you might want to learn a little bit more about. Okay, everybody, work on getting that copy of Hugo Cabret, and if you have any questions, please email me through Canvas as always. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Bye for now.